Alexa, ask the viewers to subscribe to the channel.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
What's up, guys? In this video, we shall be talking about the chapter called Banking. To explain the concept of banking, I'll tell you a small story. It's a father-son story. It goes like this. The father will ask the son to start saving 1,000 rupees and putting it in something called as piggy bank. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what a piggy bank is, no? You just try to save money. Now, the catch here is, the father tells the son that you're supposed to start putting 1,000 rupees every month, okay, for the next 24 months. Fine? 24 months. Now, we'll obviously ask, the son is obviously going to ask the father, what is his advantage? The father is going to tell, at the end of 2 years or at the end of the 24th month, he is just because, and if he finished the task efficiently, the father is going to give the son 10,000 rupees extra. Getting it? So to summarize the whole story, the father is asking the son to start saving rupees 1,000 or investing rupees 1,000 into the piggy bank. The reason I'm using the word investing, I'll tell you why, because we're trying to talk about banking, obviously. Every month, 1,000 rupees. Then, what is the son's advantage after 24 months of investing constantly without missing a month? The father is going to, as a reward, this is the reward. The father is going to give the son an extra 10,000 rupees. The son is completely fine with this. Using this, we will be able to explain the concept of banking. Very simple. See, how much did the father ask the son to invest every month? Rupees 1,000 in this case. That will be called as the principal. In few schools, it's also called as premium. So understand, the son had to invest how much into the piggy bank every month? 1,000 rupees. Again, recurring deposit is always in months. For how many months he had to invest? He had to invest for the next 24 months. Don't you think the 24 months is nothing but the time? Remember one thing, time in this chapter is always represented using N and not T. So N is the number of months. In the son's case, it's going to be 24 months. How much was he investing every month? Rupees 1,000. Again, the main reason as to, okay, when it comes to banking, there's this concept called as recurring deposit account. Don't you think it also works the same way? Every month you guys go to the bank and invest some amount of money, okay? After some point of time, they're going to give you some reward. That reward in this case, in banking's term, will be called as interest. So in other language, the father told the son, if you invest 1,000 rupees for the next 24 months without skipping a month, the reward from the father's side was 10,000 rupees. Similarly, the reward from the bank side to you guys for believing in them and investing how much ever every month is called as interest. Okay. Now, after 24 months, think from the son's perspective. See, the son invested 1,000 rupees for how many months? 24 months. And because he did this, his father gave him a reward of how much? 10,000 rupees. So how much money does the son have totally? So can I tell total is equal to the son only invested 24,000? 1, 2, 3. Okay. On top of this, the father gave 10K. The total money the son's going to have at the end of 24 months will be 34,000. This in banking terms will be called as maturity value. We avoid using the word total. We use the word maturity value. Now, what did the father try to teach the son? That if you invest your money wisely at a good rate of interest, your money is going to grow. Okay. Now, the only thing the father could not show the son properly was the rate concept here. It's completely fine. But at the end of the day, when the money is growing, it is always growing at some rate of interest. But what has to be kept in mind? That the principal has to be invested every month. And time in this specific chapter will always be represented by N and not T. Okay. Now, let's go to the formula and try to remember this. Interest, in our language, reward. Fine. Given by the formula, PTR over 100, as you guys can see on the screen. But don't you think this formula has two things? I'll avoid using the word parts. I'll use the word two things. In that, the first thing is already what you guys know. Either the simple interest formula or the compound interest formula. Okay. We use that. We multiply that with N into N plus 1. For example, what does N mean here? Is the number of months. So let's say the son invested for 24 months. The value of N became 24, which is outside the bracket. Inside the bracket, when it says N plus 1, that becomes 25. Why? 24 plus 1 gives you 25. That's the formula for interest. Now, think for a second. Maturity value in our language was called as the what? Total. The formula says what? P into N plus interest. Don't have to mug it up. Let's go to the son's example. The son had to invest how much? 1,000 rupees. That is nothing but the principal. For how many months? For 24 months, which is nothing but n. Now, I told you maturity value is nothing but total. At the end of 24 months, including the reward. Think, though, if I'm using the word total, it's always including the reward. It became 34,000. The reward in our case was called as interest. The 24,000 was not, how did I get 24,000? By multiplying P into N. Same concept here. To get total, in other language, MV, I'm supposed to first multiply P into N and then add the reward. Add the reward meaning what? Add the interest. Now, to be honest, learning the first two formulas is more than enough. The third formula is only, if you observe properly, I've just used the interest formula from formula 1 and try to substitute it. So according to me, 1 and 2 is more than enough. Let's dive into the questions. Let's see as to how what and all types are important. Before we go to the questions, let's revise the meaning of the letters. P means monthly deposit. T is not time. T has a value. It is always 1 by 12. I'll tell you after 30 seconds why as to what it's 1 by 12. R means rate. N is nothing but times. Time should always be in months. Let's say the question says, Mr. X invested in a bank in a RD. RD meaning recurring deposit. Guys, the meaning of recurring is very simple. The son kept on investing 1,000 rupees month after month after month. Recurring. Okay. So that's the meaning of recurring deposit account. If they use the word recurring RDA or recurring deposit account, or also called as cumulative deposit account, you're trying to accumulate things. Okay. But understand, N should always be in months. If I tell you I'm investing 1,000 rupees for the next 2 years, 2 years is what I'm doing. But for your calculation, it should always be in months. Okay, convert in terms of months. Now, why is the value of T always 1 by 12? Very simple. Monthly you're investing, which means once in a month. That's why 1. In a year, how many months are there? 12. Therefore, 1 by 12. That's the logic. Okay. Next, let's start off with the question. Please make sure you guys will write the data for this. I'll tell you what I mean by data. Now, the question says the maturity value. Fine, I'll stop there. Maturity value in our language is what? The total, correct? But we avoid writing the word total. We write the word maturity value itself. So MV is given to us as, okay. On a certain RDA meaning recurring deposit account. Recurring deposit meaning just like the one that father asked the son to do. Okay. So MV is nothing but 12715. Fine. In this case, the account was held for 1 year. 1 year is fine, but time is always represented in N. 1 year meaning how many months? 12 months. Okay. Please write that. And the bank pays 11% per annum. Rate is 11% per annum. Now simple. I'm supposed to find the monthly deposit. Monthly deposit in our language is nothing but P. This is exactly how the data has to be written. Now you guys can start off by solving. Obviously, when maturity value is given to us, I'll obviously start using the formula, the bigger formula, and I have to get the answer. Again, in this case, P is a question mark. This is the first type, but the principle is unknown. The formula goes like this. MV is equal to, just now we learned, think for a second, MV means total. For total meaning, it includes the reward. For him to get a reward, he has to wait till end of the tenure. In this case, it is 1 year or 12 months. Fine. For those 12 months, he has to keep investing. So he has to invest some principal for n months. Then only he's gonna get some reward. In our language, it's called as interest. Now, keep the P into N as it is. Because interest I'm supposed to find here. Interest given by the formula. Think it has two things. The first thing is very similar to what formula? Compound interest, which goes or simple interest. PTR over 100 into N plus 1 divided by 2. Now, fortunately, we know all the values except for P. Left hand side, MV's value we know 12175. Careful, this type is very, very, very important. 12715. My bad. Principal is given to us. No, not given to us. So since it's not given to us, I wouldn't prefer using the letter X there. Let's keep the P as it is. P. N is 24 into 20. Sorry, my bad. Into 12. Into 12. I'll put a big plus. P as it is. Guys, T, which is not time. It's 1 by 12. According to me, T is nothing but a number. Rate is given to us 11. Divided by 100 was there. Now careful, into was there. N into N plus 1. The value of N given to us was 12. Inside the bracket it says N plus 1. So it will be into 13 again, divided by 2. Fine. Now there are two parts. I'm supposed to start simplifying it. This part can't be simplified. Why? 12p is the answer. You can't simplify that. But the right side part, few things can be cancelled out. 12 gets cancelled. Whatever is there, keep it as it is. Let's proceed. Keep the 12715 to the left hand side as it is. First part says 12p plus. Here, if you see 13 times 11, I hope you guys know the trick with respect to 11. Whatever you're trying to multiply with 11 tables, in this case, it's 13. No, write 1 space 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. With the answer, put it in middle, put it in the middle. So it'll be 143. This works only for 11. So the answer is 143p divided by 2 into 100 gives you 200. We have no other choice but to take the LCM to solve. LCM is going to be 200. 200 times 12 is going to give you 2400. P plus 143p is equal to 12715. Next step, I'll be getting the answer. I'll solve it here, this side. So 12715 into 200, how? We're going to crisscross, is equal to, if you add both of them, you're going to get the answer as 2543 into P. The question mark was P. Keep the principal there itself. 12715 times 200 divided by 2543. Cancel it out. You're going to get the answer as 5. Now, if you're wondering how we cancel the big numbers, listen up. I'll teach you a small trick there. Look at the last numbers, 3, and here it's 5. 3 and 5 not possible. So do one thing. What is the number next to 5 in this case? 15. 15. So think, 3 times what gives you 15? 3 times 5. Okay. So that's one of the ways to solve. Will it work all the times? 80% of the time it will work. So 5 times 2 is the answer, which is nothing but 10 with 2 zeros. The principal is rupees 1000. The rupee symbol has to be shown there, or else you guys will lose marks. First type, done. Next type. This type seems to be very straight to the point. They're like, we've given the data, but you get the answer for us. But always realize, wherever n is missing, no, the question will actually be kind of complicated. You got to be careful there. Again, everything is given to us. No need to write the data in this case, question, because it's given us in the question. I'm supposed to find n meaning number of n meaning time, but it should always be in months. So in other language, number of months is the meaning of n. Now, so we write the formula, which goes like, guys, please do not miss the formula. MV is, again, focus on that. MV means total. For us to get the total, reward has to be there. Reward in our language means interest. When will you get the reward? You will get the reward only if you start investing monthly without even missing consistently. So P into N, you'll have to always add the reward. Reward is nothing but interest. Interest, I have another formula, which goes like simple interest formula into n plus 1 divided by 2. My bad, not 10. Divided by 2. Just like the formula which we used here. Okay. Now, MB's value we know, 8100. P into N. Guys, think for a second. 300 is P, N I don't know. It become 300N. Don't get scared. N value is always like that itself. P itself is 300. T's value is 1 by 12. R is 12 again, divided by 100 times N I don't know. Now, N into N plus 1. I'll keep it as it is because it's useless to solve at this point of time. What can get cancelled? 12 gets cancelled. 00 goes off. This is what my answer is remaining to be. Let's see what can be done. 8100 as it is. 300N. Careful while solving inside the bracket. After everything getting cancelled out, 3 is left in the numerator. Okay. N. Okay. Now I'll have no choice but to open the bracket. The 3 by 2 is remaining. Once I open the bracket, it will become N square plus N. Multiply N throughout. You're going to get the answer as N square plus N. I'll change the color. Now, right hand side, the only way to simplify is by taking LCM. LCM seems to be easy. 2. After taking LCM, it becomes 600N plus. Careful right now, multiply 3 throughout. So it becomes 3N square plus 3N equals 8100. And what I'm going to do, I can crisscross. So it becomes 8100 times 2. 8100 times 2. So that answer gives me 16200 is equal to 3N square plus 603N. Bring everything to one side. Make sure that the N square is always positive. 3N square plus 603N minus 16200 is equal to 0. Now, this is a quadratic equation. But fortunately, these numbers are divisible by 3. I'll simplify it one more step. So it becomes N square plus 201n minus 3 times 5, 5400 is equal to 0. Now, obviously, if you see the numbers are quite big, careful. The factors here will be 225 and 24. If you still do not know 24 and 225, how to factorize, there's a video on the channel. Just go check it out later. 225 and it has to be positive, so therefore the plus goes to the bigger number and the minus comes to the 24n. Now get the answer. N square minus 24n plus 225n minus 5400 is equal to 0. On the right hand side, I'll just take what's common. In the first two parts, I can find n to be common. N minus 24 is taken as common, plus, obviously you can take 225 common, it will obviously go. N minus 24 is equal to 0. What does this mean? N is equal to 24 months, always in months, guys, or n can be equal to minus 225. Can months be in minus? No. Therefore, this answer we ignore. The final answer is n is equal to 24 months. You're supposed to always present the answers in terms of months, not in terms of years. Careful there. Okay. Second type done. Important type. Next question. Let's try the data for this. Mr. X opens a RD account. RD meaning recurring deposit, just like the piggy bank example, in a bank, and deposits 2500 per month, which means I stop there, I write P equals 2500. P is always per month in this case for 2 years, even though it's in years. The value of N should always be in months. 2 into 24, 2 into 12 gives you 24. The answer is 24 months. Okay. At the time of maturity, he gets, guys, this term, at the time of maturity, meaning at the end. Okay. End of the tenure. Will he get the reward? Yes. So he gets some reward also, but in this case, the total money is getting. How do we know it's the total? Because the word maturity is there. MB is equal to 67500. Imagine like this, okay? Once you keep storing the piggy bank, the day where you take the piggy bank, break it open along with the reward. That's called maturity. Okay? Maturity value in that case. 67500. What am I supposed to find? I'm supposed to find the interest earned. Don't you think interest earned is very simple to find at this point of time? Because think of the story. For me to get the total called as maturity value, I had to invest some principal for n months consistently. Only if I do this, I'm going to get some reward. Always add the reward. In our case, the reward is also called as interest. Now they're telling MV is 67,500, P is 2,500 into 24 plus. What's the interest? I don't know. Keep the interest as it is. Simple math. So it becomes 67500. On the right hand side, there's 25 times 24. We'll ask Alexa. Alexa, what's 25 times 24?
Good afternoon, Heisenberg. 25 times 24 is 600.
It is 600 with 2 zeros plus interest as it is. Keep the interest there itself. 67500 minus this. The answer is going to be 7500. This is the reward that person is getting. But the thing here is, they have asked me 2 questions. First one is done. They're also asking rate, R. Fine, very simple. We know so many things. Don't you think I'll have to be a little smart right now? I'll use the interest formula. Interest is given by simple interest formula into n plus 1 divided by 2. Interest I know right now. How? First question. 7,500 equals. Principal also I know. How much am I investing every month? 2,500. Copy that. What is T? T is not time. T is always a value. What's the value? 1 by 12. R, I don't know. By 100 as it is. Into, how many months are we investing it for? 2 years, meaning 24 months. So 24. N plus 1 meaning 25. Divided by 2. Careful guys. 12, 24 gets cancelled. 0, 0, 0, 0 gets cancelled. 2 and 2 gets cancelled. 7,500 is equal to, I'm going to have to multiply all these things. 25 times 25 gives you 625. It times R. Now what do? We keep 7,500. So we keep the R as it is. 7,500 divided by 625 gets cancelled. The answer is 12%. So these are the 3 most important types for your exam. Apart from this, nothing else will be asked. Practice these types of questions and you'll be able to get full in the chapter called as banking. Alexa, ask the viewers to subscribe to the channel.
Thank you for watching. To make maths cool, subscribe to Maths School.
See you.